Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of being single in marriage. Previously, we were able to have a discussion and we were able to establish that, well, you can be married and single at the same time. You can be in a marriage, but you're single. So now, this could be your reality. What do you do? And of course, joining me again to continue with this very vibrant conversation is Benjamin Zulu and Joan Kirera. Wow. We were able to establish that you can be single and married spontaneously, the same time. So now, if this is my reality, what do I do?
I'll start by saying marriage is not sustained by love or commitment alone. Marriage needs skills. So if a marriage lacks skills, how do we solve our problems when they arise? How do we deal with the shared projects? Do we discuss? Are we in partnership? How do we deal with the in-laws out there? How do we deal with the community, the people outside, externally of us? Do we allow them into a personal space so that then we disconnect?
The two of us.
Yes, the two of us disconnect. I mean, the couple. The two of you disconnect because someone out there is taking a larger space than you. So marriage needs more than love, more than commitment as we think. It needs skills. So if you're getting married, planning to get married or in marriage, and you lack those skills, if you have struggles with communication, if you have struggles with negotiating your way, if you have struggles with speaking your mind, if you have struggles with asking for your needs to be met by your partner, if you have struggles with feeling unloved, all those point to lack of skills or to the fact that your partner doesn't have them. And so at that point, one of the ways you can equip yourself is by learning of skills. You can learn them online, you can learn them, through books, you can learn them through marital therapy.
Life coaches.
Yes. Oh, you speak for himself.
Yeah,
you can also learn them through going to school because they are learned. Communication skills are learned. But more so, self-awareness is very, very key. Unless you are aware of yourself, you'll be single and you don't know you're single. Unless you're aware, your partner will have left and you will never notice they left. So self-awareness is key. If you're not aware who you are, who your needs are, how can you even communicate what you don't understand of yourself? So apart from love, apart from commitment, apart from even being founded in God, because that is still key, but that is not enough. If you do not acquire the skills you need for life, then you will not go far. You will end up as a single person and yet in marriage.
All right, what to do when you find yourself single in a marriage? Generally, avoid dead things in your life. Dead marriage, dead friendships, dead jobs. You only have so many days to live on earth. Your life is short. I want you to value your calling. The purpose, if you have a child, that child, you have a duty to prepare maybe world-class education for them. If you live in a stressful atmosphere, how will you excel in accumulating enough finances to send the child to Canada? And I think staying single while married is a symptom of indecision, a foggy view of your future, false hopes, denial, submitting to abuse and dysfunctional systems. Even if you're saying you're staying for the children, children don't benefit from homes that have no love. It were better they were alone in a caring environment than if they stayed in a parents. Actually, when you stay, you're in different bedrooms and the children are there, you're teaching them confusion, that you can be married and there's no love. You are sending them to future when they don't know how marriage should look like. If you stay where you are beaten and you're staying for the children, you're conditioning them to be beaten in marriage, to equate love with abuse. So what I think is you need to value your own personal dignity above everything. And I want to tell you that people can't love you when they don't respect you. And you're only respected to the level you respect yourself. You need to draw a line and say, I don't need a marriage in order to survive. Happy, good news, flash news, love is not oxygen. You can live without it. In fact, you can have love when you're not in love. How do you have love? You can have happiness. You can have deep conversations, laughter, variety, fun. You can have all that with a friend, with a few friends in your life. You can have a happy life. In the Bible, Zeruiah was the mother to Joab. People like Asahel, 3 mighty men of David. But people don't know that Zeruiah is a woman. So they try to hide that part to mean that a single woman raised giants. You can raise giants even when you're a single mother. When you're a single father, you can parent alone. You don't need to be two of you. The same God who hates divorce hates abuse. You don't need to stay in abuse to please God. God is not a tyrant. Christians are more religious than God. God is not a tyrant. He will not ask. God is not unreasonable. Paul said, if you get saved and your partner is not saved, feel free to walk away.
Walk away, by the way.
You can stay or you can go away. There are many places in the Bible where the Bible asks you to value your calling more than anything else, but we underplay it because our society is male-dominated, male-chauvinist. Most preachers are men.
Yeah, true.
So, and because the congregants are majority are women, I told you.
Yes.
So what we are saying is, what I think when you find yourself in is you need to make a decision. You can co-parent from a distance. Actually, I encourage when one partner is abusive, protect the children from the abusive partner because they'll be scarred and hurt. When they become 18, release them to look for their mother, to look for their father. By then they can decide what to pick or not to pick. That's my decision. Don't stay in bed. Dead things stink. Stagnant water stinks. Yes.
Let me pick from there. We have always said walk away, and I agree. If it's not benefiting anyone, walk away. But then the question is, what makes it so difficult to walk away? At this point, I need to say that walking away is a journey and not an event.
Thank you.
If it was an event, so many people would have
walked
left.
away.
Because we all know, actually we know that the best thing for me to do here is to walk away. The question is, what makes people not walk away? Because they do not embrace the journey or do not get people to walk them through the journey. Because a person who is abused is already incapacitated to some level.
It's not okay.
So they need a lot of support, they need a lot of help.
Yeah.
So when we see people living in abusive marriages, other than judge them, we need to embrace and support them and walk them through the journey. It takes time for you to get back yourself and gain the strength to begin the journey, even to begin at mental level, let alone physically. So when they are supported, they begin to see their worth, they begin to see they can do it, because truth be told, man or woman, anyone can be alone, be sufficient, raise their children to productivity. So the question is not whether they can raise alone or whether they have money or not. We all have capacity to make monies. The thing is they need a lot of support, they need a lot of help, they need someone to walk them through this painful journey. They get themselves, find themselves back first and begin to walk away mentally and see they can do it. So it's a very difficult journey. And if you're not getting people within your support system to support you to living an abusive marriage, then find help professionally.
Can I pick from there?
Yes, please.
Another time women stay when they're married and they're single because they are church. They're leaders in church and they can't do that. The man of God prayed for them and told them to pray more.
And I'm a praise and worship leader.
I want to ask women to be self-reliant in your faith. Personalize your journey with God. Don't base it in church. Don't call anybody your spiritual father. Call them spiritual mentor, because a father is permanent and lifelong. And they can curse you and you believe in the curse.
Come on,
they
say
can
that
bless you and
again.
you believe in the blessing. But if you are just a mentor, you can mentor me for a period of life. I never use the term father on anyone, apart from my real father. Don't call them spiritual father, call them spiritual mentor. You can change mentors, but you can't change a father. Father is permanent, and the title is too heavy.
That is very powerful, Benjamin. You need to say it slowly.
Don't call
Kindly,
anybody.
guys, do not
Call
allow
yes.
or let somebody into your life as a spiritual father. Let them spiritual mentors, because mentors can change. Fathers are permanent.
And when you call them father, they have so much power, even if it's illusory. You know, Proverbs 26:2 says that a curse that is not deserved will not settle. But if you give anybody a title, you start believing their curse will affect you. So women stay in bad marriages because and I tell the people to be very careful. Don't take evangelistic titles, church titles, elder, carelessly. Unless you are sure you are called to be a pastor, don't take it, because it's lifelong and it's permanent. And people say, how can a pastor walk out of marriage? How can an evangelist do that? How can a youth pastor do that? How can this church lady do it? Be very careful how much you get involved. I also advise people that be in a position where you walk so personally with God. You can change churches without your faith shaking. When your family situation changes and people are snooping into you, what happened? What happened? What happened? Change churches. Go to another one. You can same denomination, another town. Same denomination, another side of town. Actually, I want you to be in control of your journey in life so that you don't spend 20 years in something that is not working. You don't make any progress and you age and you waste your years. If the devil could not stop you from being called by God, he will misplace you, hook you up with the wrong people, make you believe very self-defeating beliefs. You see, the same man of God who joined you in church, he will be very in conflict of interest to advise you to leave when it's not working. He thinks like his project has failed because now it's like you are the best couple. Sometimes the people to consult are professional. She's a marriage counselor.
That is what I wanted to bring in, the issue of professionalism, Joanne. I think we should also let our viewers know that, I'd even want to speak from a spiritual perspective. There are spiritual battles which should be fought spiritually. There are emotional battles that need professionalism. Not every problem is a demon possession. Not every problem is witchcraft. There are some problems that, well, yes, witchcraft, but there are problems that need a professional to be able to help you to change your default settings, especially if your default settings are faulty. I also think another thing that keeps people in that very dysfunctional kind of thing is when you think you're the bad one. So you stay there to try to make things good. I think it's fair to tell people that you can be good and I'm good and we are not compatible. That does not make you a bad person. It only means that you're better off with someone else and I am better off with someone else. We are both very good people, but we are not compatible. So we should not stay together if we are not compatible.
Allow me to pick from there.
Yes, please do.
Not every person who is single in marriage deserves to separate. Let's begin from there.
Yes, true.
Because we can talk about separation as though it's the
the
only solution.
It's the only remedy, yeah.
And actually, it is not.
Yes.
And this is where professionalism now comes in.
Yes.
And I agree with you that there are spiritual battles. Let them be fought spiritually. And we respect that space because it does exist.
It's not even our space.
Exactly.
It has its people.
But now that is not what we are talking about. Let's talk about what we know.
Yes.
The professional space. For example, some people who are in abusive setups, that abuse can come to an end just by being empowered to say no to it. Some I know still need to separate or still need to agree both of them to go for professional help. But some just by learning. So most of the time people ask, what if my partner is not willing to come?
Yeah.
Do it yourself.
For you.
Heal as a person. The reason why you attract an abuser, this is not in a judgment way.
Yes.
There's your default setting that attracts the default.
True.
Like Benjamin said that if you grew up in an abusive home, you will tend to gravitate towards the familiar.
Actually, even science says that. Like terms attract.
Oh, yes.
Yes, even science confirms that.
Yes. So if you did not know love, you will attract a man who you think deeply loves you. In essence, you don't know love. You attracted a man who is emotionally distanced or a woman who is emotionally distanced. So for you to begin to, ask for your needs, you need to heal as a person. And it is true that most people who heal in a marriage individually cause a ripple effect. Not that you change the other person. You change so that I can say no, I can ask for my needs, I can say this unapita limit, and when it is time to leave, I can leave because I am empowered.
And actually, I have needs.
Yes.
I have needs to be met.
Oh, yes.
I'm not supposed to give. I should
And
also receive.
Especially the woman factor here. If a woman especially learns to communicate their needs firmly and calmly, they will be heard. Unless you're dealing with an extremely unhealthy man who is abusive. That is an extreme. And in that case, dawa yake tu ni separation. But if you're dealing with a person, most of the time, if I am constantly asking you do, and you don't tell me it's too much, will I ever know?
No.
I will be abusive not because...
Not willingly.
Thank you. But because I don't know I am abusing or you feel abused. So it is important for us to seek out for professional help. Most of the marriages can be saved if...
A professional is involved.
Yes.
And not relatives.
Now, a relative, if a family brought you up knowing abuse, this relative embraces abuse, how will they help you?
Not at all.
If a family was not communicative, mulikuwa mnalaliwa tu. If it was controlling, the same relatives come from the same. Inclusive of parents. As much as respect parents, I will say most parents taught you who you are. So how can they solve who you are?
No,
so seek professional help, because these ones are trained, they are competent, they understand. They actually are able to pick and call out to both of you and help you to harmonize and be better.
Now, someone sent this and told me that we must discuss this, because very many women are, and I'm talking on women because it is a woman who sent this and told me to raise that issue. Patricia, please, please, please talk about this. Very many women are, what do I say? I don't have a correct word, so I will use any word that I think is a little appropriate. Sexually not fulfilled. Is it a two-way?
Oh, yes.
You understood my question?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Do women have sexual needs? The answer is yes. So if the women...
Should they be satisfied? Should they be fulfilled?
If the woman has sexual needs, they need to be met. Simple. But then again, in our African culture, it's very patriarchal. That one we need to agree. And because it's patriarchal, originally sex for the woman was for recreation.
Thank you.
Get pregnant, give birth. But we have long moved from that setup.
To what?
So today, a woman needs to be needs of a woman needs to be sexually met as much as the man. In other words, we are saying a woman needs to go all the way to orgasm, to break it down in simple. If your work is to take a man through the process until the orgasm part, and you're not getting there, then you either do not have the skill, or you do not know how to communicate, or you're dealing with simply a man who is abusive. Either of the three.
So sex is not a man thing.
How can it be? Then what makes part of? Because sexual intimacy and fulfillment forms the biggest part of emotional bonding. There's no woman who bonds emotionally with a man as good as one who has been fulfilled, orgasmed, sexually speaking.
So how do I tell my husband? How do I tell my husband, I want it? I mean, you're not giving it to me as I want it, and not hurt him. Because again, we are told to be careful because of ego. I mean, Benjamin, how can I tell you?
I can't even see the way you're asking as a woman.
Yes, I'm asking you as a woman. Yes,
it starts there.
I'm African, Joan. You need to. I'm African.
But
we don't talk about sex in Africa. We don't even mention that name.
So what is wrong with a woman telling a man that?
So if we are not allowed to talk about it, how do I tell him now? If I cannot even mention the word.
What do you mean you're not allowed? Who did not allow?
I don't know, our culture.
So, number one, I began
by telling
that many men in our society have what we call ego, be sensitive to the man's ego.
Yes, I've been told that a lot.
It's a decorated word for pride. It's a decorated word for unteachability.
Unteachability is the word.
Decorated word for refusal to advise, take correction, too much sensitivity.
Come on, say that again.
Ego is really a weak ego. A healthy man, you can tell him, I would also like to climax like you. So do this. Many men are just green. They don't know. They don't know. They think they know women, but they don't know. Just teach them. Teach them how you, because sexually, women, sometimes you liken them to a jiko. It warms up, or an iron box.
Yes,
it warms up slowly, but when it's up, it stays hot for long.
Yes.
Men are like bulbs, on, off. So sometimes you need to coach us. Now, men's area there are 3 areas of insecurity for everyone that are sensitive. The top one is sexuality, that number one. The other thing is intellect. The other thing is culture and sophistication. And because sexuality is the most touchy, if you know, just know your man. Has he struggled before with insecurities or feeling whether he satisfies you or not? Now, create an atmosphere you can communicate it. I would like to, because you also know yourself better, you can experiment. And again, when you're choosing who to marry, please, the first quality should not be tall, dark, handsome. The first quality should not be whether he has enough hair cover. Bald men like me, I was okay. If my hair took an early vacation, don't blame me for it. Take my performance.
What should be consideration number one?
Teachability, openness to correction, humble enough to discuss, to be given ideas. If he is open for ideas, you can grow together. Yeah. But if he blocks, if he doesn't, when you correct him, he takes it like an attack. Where are you going with him?
Hey, now this one I differ. I believe women, most largely women do not talk. Even in my room, all the sexual discussions, men get shocked when they hear what women want. Because culture has taught us don't speak. If you speak, you look like a whore.
Yes,
You
a
know,
prostitute.
Yes.
How did you know that
There's-
one? How
there's-
did you know where ulitoa wapi, uliona
Exactly.
wapi,
I'm
ulijua
going to
aje?
disagree
That you can't ask. Okay, let me finish. That you can't ask. But you see, also, we need to grow to a point of realizing that we are sexual beings, contrary to how they say that men are the ones who need sex more. Maybe in frequency, but ultimately, all of us need quality. Quality given to us, men
As
or women. Even as women, we need quality, fantastic sex in marriage. Otherwise, we'll end up being single.
Yes, but that's what I'm telling you. Very many people, you remember we told people to send us feedback, and very many people are saying they are single in that area.
Yes.
So, where Mariza, Ukimariza, you know, something like that?
Now, it's a question of you engaging. But remember, if communication has not been okay elsewhere, if we didn't discuss finances, if we spent our whole day quarreling, there's no way we meet in bed and begin to say, you know what, I want to be touched here. This is how I like it. When you talk to me like this, I feel so good. You can't.
You can hear that one. I should be able to tell you I want to be talked to like this.
Yes.
You
Sometimes
as a man.
Sometimes in the bedroom, body language is enough.
No.
Eh.
I disagree. Body language, and use your language as well. Because not everyone understands body language. It depends. It depends.
By the
Let's
way,
be honest.
assumption comes in, eh?
Yes.
When you say body, there's a lot
Yes.
of assumption. We leave room
You
for
don't know,
assumption.
some people were touched inappropriately by their house helps, man or woman, or by whoever else touched them inappropriately. So that means something else. So communication comes in handy. If he's not getting the body language, communicate in words. Actually, we empower in marriage therapy, we empower women to communicate in action and in word, so that your needs are met, so that you don't remain single in marriage. Is a solution.
So, Benjamin, in summary, what are some of the remedies that we recommend? Not for the people who are planning to get married, but for the people who are already in this situation. You're already here. This is my reality. I am single in marriage. What do I do?
In all relationships, whether in business or in personal relationship and in marriage, never appear desperate. Never be too afraid to offend or to lose. Never bargain when a person thinks you have no choice than to stick here. Always stay with the people because you choose to, not because you have no choice. Let that be known to everyone, that you're not here like a slave, you're here like a partner. And I expect you to put in as much as I put in. I expect us to meet midway. Let that be known. And another thing is, make it known how you also expect to be. If you put effort to fulfill me, and I don't put effort to fulfill you, I am sick.
So it's a two-way traffic.
Very useful.
Come on, guys. Marriage is two-way. You need to be fulfilled as you fulfill. They need to grow as you grow.
Oh,
you
you're
need
right.
to empower as you are empowered. It's a win-win situation.
Yes.
And we said therapy.
Yes.
We said communication. We said
We say the skills, general skills.
separation, probably.
And continuous learning. And also
continuous
separation
When need be, if need be.
Yes. Because separation is also a solution, by the way. It helps both people to think, do we want to stay together? And separation is not divorce.
Separation and divorce, but they are two very different things.
These
Separation
people-
is like space.
Yes.
Space.
These people begin to quote, God hates divorce. If it is not safe for each one of you, then you need safe space to think through. That is what we call separation. Separation does not always end to divorce. It can actually end in therapy.
To a better or even a
It
better
can end up in
relationship.
better communication. It can end up in self-awareness, rediscovery of yourself. It can end up in divorce. Yes.
Come on, guys. Marriage is a two-way traffic. It's a give and take. And for that person who sent me that text, you now know that even sex is two-way. It's for men and for women. And I think what I gather from all this is, number one, communication is very key. In every area, please let it be known what you want, how you want it, and when you want it. Come on, guys. It's been so real. You can be sure we will have you guys back here another time for another conversation. Keep those comments coming. Keep those questions coming. You can send them to us, Tabasamu Tena, or even to the Joanne and Benjamin individually. If you feel like you're struggling, if you need a therapist, He is a counseling psychologist. She is a marriage therapist. You guys seek help. You can reach out directly to them, or you can even reach out to us, and we will be able to hook you up with these guys. Guys, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification button so that you're notified every time we are about to upload a new video. It's a wrap from us. We hope to see you next time. Stay safe. Wear your masks, by the way. Sanitize. Keep your social distance. And we hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.